The Truth About Greyhounds with Coronavirus. Earlier in the pandemic, there was a scare regarding dogs with coronavirus, which so alarmed the public, people were actually calling their vets, asking them to put down their pets. Gail here. Stay tuned for the whole story and the truth about greyhounds and other dogs and COVID-19. What's that, Lily? You don't have coronavirus, do you? Ah, I didn't think so. I see. You want to invite all of our viewers over to our house to see you? Well, they are wonderful, but we've been blessed with a pretty big audience. I don't think they'd all fit in the house. What do you say we just ask them to hit subscribe and tap the bell so they'll at least get a notification whenever they can see you in a new video, okay? Now how about a cookie? Coronavirus spreads among dogs as racing greyhounds catch disease. This headline spread across Australia like wildfire last spring, frightening dog owners to the point of desperation. It said racing greyhounds are to be isolated in Australia after an outbreak of coronavirus, in big red letters, was confirmed among dogs at a property in the state of Victoria. Greyhound Racing Victoria said greyhounds in Geelong, hope I'm pronouncing that right, have contracted canine coronavirus, a type that's not fatal and transferable to humans. Cases of canine coronavirus have been recorded in dogs since the 70s and present in Australia for a number of years. Infected dogs suffer with gastroenteritis-type symptoms, including vomiting and diarrhea. It's not linked to the current outbreak of COVID-19, which originated in China. Maybe it's just me, but whether she was talking about the coronavirus was the first thing I want to know about this story, not the fourth. Who wrote this story anyway? Was it written by a greyhound authority? A vet? A kid with a new puppy? Let's see what else the author, Zoe Druitt, has written. Okay, she writes for a website called Metro on the Live blog and does the coronavirus news live. Let's see, her headlines say UK plunges into recession, Greece imposes bar and restaurant curfew, UK death toll, virus rate surging. So Zoe is the Metro's corona shock reporter. Well, you know what they say about modern journalism, if it bleeds, it leads, and if it doesn't bleed, at least try to keep the public reading while the ads load. I had to poke around a bit, but I finally found some well-written truth buried on page 2 of Google, along with the fidget spinners and the high-button shoes. It was by the Queensland Racing Integrity Commission, and says, illness affecting SEQ greyhounds is a strain of canine coronavirus. See, they were right up front with the truth right in the headline, which means they want to inform the public, not just alarm the public. It says the Queensland Racing Integrity Commission veterinarians have this week tested several greyhounds suffering from gastroenteritis. Results have confirmed all dogs to be infected with canine enteric coronavirus, with some dogs testing positive for secondary infections. All dogs were negative for parvo. In bold letters, they say, important, gastroenteritis caused by canine coronavirus is in no way related to the current novel coronavirus outbreak causing respiratory illness in people. Racing Integrity Commissioner Ross Barnett said testing confirmed the presence of a current canine coronavirus outbreak in greyhounds in the southeast of Queensland. He said greyhounds are presenting with mild, transient, 2 or 3 days lethargy, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, and a fever may or may not be present. And then he goes on to say the canine coronavirus is a common cause of diarrhea and vomiting and is highly contagious between dogs. Unlike parvo, the mortality rate is low with canine coronavirus. Puppies are the most susceptible to this disease. So there you have it, a simple outbreak of doggy tummy flu used to panic the public just for clicks. And they've come no closer to addressing the fear that's gnawing at the stomach of so many pet greyhound owners. Can my dog give me COVID-19? Can I pass it on to him? Now, before I continue, keep in mind that there was not even one report of any person or dog dying from COVID-19 or even becoming very sick from pet to owner transfer or vice versa. So how many of these darn coronaviruses are there anyway? Well, so many that scientists have just given up counting them and divided them into 7 subtypes. The doggy tummy flu type cannot be transmitted to people. There are a few reports of dogs being infected with COVID-19, however, according to WebMD. They say experts believe that the pets caught the new virus from close contact with people who had it. Take this with a grain of salt though, since even the common cold, itself a coronavirus, can trigger a false COVID-19 positive test result. WebMD continues, it's fine to touch your pet's fur. The virus is more likely to survive and spread on countertops and doorknobs, while pet fur is thought to absorb and trap germs. I never knew that. So if you have symptoms of COVID-19, try to stay in a separate room away from others, including your greyhound. I know that's going to be tough. Just have someone else in your family take care of your pets for a little while. A little different plan if you live alone, of course. Wash your hands before and after you feed your dog. Don't pet, hug, or kiss them, or let them lick you. Don't feed them anything by hand, and especially don't feed them your food scraps or let them lick from your plate. WebMD goes on to say you can snuggle safely with them once again if it's been a week since your symptoms started, your symptoms are better, and you've had 3 days in a row of no fever without using the fever-reducing medicines. On a more practical note, you really should follow these guidelines anytime you're sick. You know, you can pass some illnesses on to your greyhound. If you doubt this, my husband didn't believe it either until he passed a really juicy cold to our greyhound Shannon. There was no mistaking what happened. The poor dog's eyes were watering, his nose ran, and he was feverish. He was also sneezing like crazy, and Shannon had the hugest, most shuffly dog sneezes ever. This guy could spray droplets into the next county. It was crazy. Have you ever had a dog with a cold? Let me know in the comments. On another note, I just published an article over at greyhoundhomecare.com with lots of reasons why your pet might not be eating his food. Check that out, or stick around for the next video. See you next time on the Greyhound Home Care channel.